Hello everyone, my name is Fedro and this is Cozy Fedgy, and on this channel we cover a variety of things such as video essays, reviews, JRPGs, and all things cozy gaming. Now today was the Nintendo Direct that has happened this morning, and it was a very interesting one. For me, I tried recording my live reaction to it, but my stream was lagging like crazy. It was buffering like every 2 seconds. I had to refresh and my computer was getting like really slow. It was just a mess. So I decided, you know what, we're going to scrap that and we're just going to record my thoughts and just do a little recap of what was on the Direct. And for me, it was a pretty alright Direct. It wasn't like super crazy spectacular, but it wasn't awful either. It definitely was a lackluster one this year. But overall, there's some games out there for everyone. If you are a Mario stan, y'all are eating good because there were so many Mario games that are coming out this year and next year. It only makes sense why this Direct wasn't going to be a super huge one, just because, we're reaching to the end of the Switch's life cycle, so it only makes sense that the games are starting to wind down and they're going to save a lot of the heavy hitters or bigger games for the next console that I'm assuming it's going to come out the second half, I would say, of next year. So I feel like around this time next year, we're probably going to be hyping up for the release of the next console or Switch successor. However, I do have a list of all of the games on my iPad that were featured in this Direct. So let's get to it. So the first game to open up this Nintendo Direct was Splatoon 3's Side Order DLC. Now this is an interesting one because I wouldn't expect them to open with DLC. I don't know if they opened with DLC in the last Direct. I think they did. But either way, Splatoon 3 is a game that I'm not really familiar with. I've never really played any of the Splatoon games, but I've heard there's a lot of fun and that's a huge following. But what surprised me is that they pushed back the release date. It was supposed to come out, I think, sometime this year, but it ended up getting pushed to spring of 2024, which is quite a ways. So to me, that means that it's probably going to be a pretty hefty and sizable DLC. So I'm hoping it's worth the wait. Next up, we had definitely a surprise, but I don't know if it was a surprise that many fans wanted, and that is Mario vs. Donkey Kong. Now, if y'all know, the leaks around a Donkey Kong game was going to be presented at this Direct, and it happened to be Mario vs. Donkey Kong, which I think is a remake of the GBA game. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Again, I don't know if that was a DK game people wanted. I know a lot of people wanted a Soul DK game, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. And honestly, it looks really cool. The refresh looks amazing, and I'm excited to get my hands on it when that releases February 16th of next year in 2024. Next up, we have Prince of Persia, which is a game that we've already heard about. I believe it was first announced at the Summer Showcase back in June, and this looks like an awesome, really cool platformer. Now, platformers are not my forte. JRPGs, RPGs, and cozy games are my bread and butter. But this game honestly looks really cool, and the art style looks really intriguing, and something I might want to dabble into. And that comes out January 18th of 2024, so right at the start of the year. Next up, we have Horizon Chase 2, which is a game I probably won't be playing, but it's there for all you racers out there, and that's coming out actually today. It's actually Shadow Drop, so if you're really intrigued, download it today if you want to. Next up, we got a rhythm game from Konami, and that is Super Crazy Rhythm Castle. What an interesting title. Again, looks like a really fun rhythm game. I don't really play rhythm games that often, but what's really cool about this one, it has a lot of songs featured in a lot of Konami games, and if you are a fan of Konami and a fan of rhythm games, you should definitely check out this game. This drops November 14th this year. Next up, for all our Spy X Family fans, Spy X Anya Operation Memories is coming out sometime next year. I love Spy X Family. I watched the series. I read the manga series. I loved the show and just the whole premise. Anya is adorable. I'm not sure if I would play this and buy it myself, but it looks like a really fun slice of life game. So if you're definitely into something has very low stakes and just chill, and with cute Anya and Lloyd Voyager and of course you should definitely check it out when that comes out next year. Now, this is a game that we've already heard of, and that's Super Mario RPG. Everyone's hyped up and ready for that release when it comes out November 17th. Don't really want to talk too much because we've already we already know what it's about. It's a remake. It looks amazing, looks fantastic, and I cannot wait to play it. And it's coming out right before for us Americans, it's coming out right before Thanksgiving. So a great holiday game and title. So excited to have that. Now, another game that was actually also leaked before there was going to be a presence of a Wii/DS game, and that is with Another Code Recollection. Now, this game looks so stunning. It's like pretty much a remake of the games that came out on the Wii and DS, and it looks phenomenal. I love this kind of point and click kind of mystery style game. It looks beautiful, and I honestly cannot wait to get my hands on this. I definitely will be picking this up day one, and that's coming out January 19th, 2024. Now we finally got more news and more information on the Princess Peach game, and honestly I was kind of like, yay, Princess Peach, but when we saw this trailer today, I'm like immediately hooked. I cannot wait to play this game. It looks so stunning, having Princess Peach be the one doing the saving this time around. The art style looks amazing. Her combat and her different forms look awesome. I really can't wait to get a hold of this. And this is coming out March 22nd of next year. So it's an awesome spring title. A great game to end off Nintendo's fiscal year, which is a really interesting choice. Can't wait. So the next one that I'm kind of on the fence on is Saga Emerald Beyond. This is from a new entry to the Saga series, which is from Square Enix. I've never played a Saga game. I've heard kind of mixed things about it, but the art style is what's kind of throwing me off. It's such a really interesting take. I don't know. I feel like this is definitely going to be a game that I need more information on before I dive into it, because I love RPGs, but this art style is throwing me off for sure. And that is coming out in 2024. Next up, we had another surprise that I'm actually really excited for, is the Tomb Raider 1 through 3 Remaster Collection, and this looks phenomenal. I love Tomb Raider. I remember watching the movies when I was younger and heard of the games before, and I really got to really fall in love with the franchise when the modern games came out around 2013. But now that we have the remaster of it, and I really want to play because I've never played them, and with this new fresh polish to it, looks absolutely fantastic. I'm really, really excited to play it, and that's coming out surprisingly on Valentine's Day, so I know what I'll be doing on Valentine's Day. Get me a box of chocolates and some Lara Croft. So next up, we have Detective Pikachu. Now this is a game that we've already heard about. I mean, if you're a Pokemon stan, sure, go for it. I don't think I'm going to be playing it, but it's there. And that's all I got to say. It comes out October 6th, so it's coming up pretty soon. So for all you Pokemon stans, have at it. So next up, we have a really funny and weird game, and that's Trombone Champ, which I think is also Shadow Drop. It looks so unhinged. So crazy. I think this is definitely a party game for sure. I don't see myself picking this up by myself. And if I ever play it, I have to play with other people because it just looks ridiculous. So if you want to have some crazy shenanigans, have at it. Now we have another interesting game, and it's called War Tales, which also shadow dropped today. And it's very much giving me Nintendo's take on Baldur's Gate 3. It's very interesting tactical RPG. It definitely gives me PC vibes, and it's really funny that it's a timed console exclusive. I guess Nintendo really fought for this, I guess. I don't even know if people would even care for it, but if you're into something tactical RPGs, you can play this, but there are better RPGs that are coming on this list that I think you would have more fun. But again, I don't know, but if you want to check it out, it's dropped today, so there you go. So next up, we had another remaster, and that is the Contra Operation Galaga games that came out. And if I've heard of Contra, it's another platformer, side-scrolling platformer kind of game. Never really played them. Seems intriguing. I don't think I'll pick it up, but there are definitely fans out there for it. So next up, we have Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, which we already know. We heard about in the last Direct. It is the remake or remaster, or I think it's a remaster of the 3DS port or game that came out on the 3DS. And honestly, it looks really intriguing. I've played a little bit of Luigi's Mansion, the first one on the GameCube. I know, me and my brother, we have the third game. And so it's really interesting to have the sequel. I'm really hoping that they will eventually either port or remake the first one, because it would make sense to just have all of them on one console. I don't know if we're going to get it on the Switch, but probably maybe in the successor for sure. And that is coming out summer of 2024, which is quite a ways from now. So that could be anywhere from I think May, or no, anywhere from June to like September, so who knows. And also we got some updates on some amiibos. So the Zelda and Ganondorf amiibo will be coming out November 3rd. Noah and Mia will be coming out January, I think 19th? Yeah, January 19th of 2024, which I'm so excited for. I will definitely be pre-ordering those and put those next to my Pyre and Mithra. And yeah, those are really cool amiibos. If you want to get those, definitely can. And then of course we have Sora, which is finally coming out sometime next year. So for all you amiibo collectors, definitely look out for those dates. Next up, we also had another leak, and that is F-Zero 99. I know a lot of F-Zero fans have been wanting anything from this franchise to come onto the Switch, and now we have it in a Battle Royale kind of format, which is very interesting. It looks so crazy and hectic, and I feel like I would just like go insane with all the different cards that are going in, but it looks really fun, and if you want to play it, you can definitely play it today, as it's available for free. I say free, but if you have a subscription to NSO, you can play it now. So check that out. Oh, another game that that I'm super really intrigued about is Unicorn Overload. A very interesting game. It's coming from Atlas and Vanillaware, who are really great developers. And if you don't know, Vanillaware is known for games such as 13 Sentinel Aegis Rim, which is a phenomenal game. I just finished it. Love it. Odin Sphere, as well as Dragon's Crown, and I think Muramasa. They have such a beautiful art style, and this is their first time, I think, doing a tactical RPG. So I'm really intrigued by the art style and want to know more about this story and how it unfolds in this adventure when this comes out March 8th of 2024. Next up, we have two games that are in the same vein, and it's from League of Legends. And we have Bandotel, a League of Legends story, and Nunu, Songs of Nunu, a League of Legends story. Bantel is coming out next year in 2024, which is giving me a very cozy farming sim vibe. And then the other one's kind of like an action RPG, coming out November 1st of this year. I'm more leaning towards the Bandotel because it's definitely giving me cozy farming game vibes, which is again right up my alley. So I'm really intrigued to see more about that. And to think it's a League of Legends spin-off, interesting. I don't think many people would have thought League of Legends would make a farming sim, but hey, there's a market for it, so I'm that market. Next up, we have Warrior Move It, which is coming out November 3rd, and this looks honestly really cool. It's such a funny, like literally funny shenanigans. It's definitely a party game for sure. And what's really cool, it incorporates the IRS motion sensors as well, so I think it's gonna be a really fun game. I've heard really great things about the success or previous predecessor of Move Wario, or Move It. I think that's what it's called. Or not Move It, Smooth Moves. That's what it is. It looks really fun. It looks like a fun time. I definitely feel like it's definitely a game that you have to play with people. I mean, you can have fun by yourself, but it's definitely more fun with a group of people and friends and family. So next up, we have another game, another RPG that I'm really excited to know more about and to finally play. It's Eiyuden Chronicles 100 Heroes. It's been pushed back a while. It was a Kickstarter campaign at the for a while. I mean, I think it still is, but now it's finally have its release date of April 24th of 2024. Make sure I have that right. Nope, April 23rd. April 23rd of 2024. I'm really excited because it looks really fun. It's supposed to be a spiritual successor to the Suikoden series, which is also having its remake and remaster, but that's also being pushed to next year. But either way, I'm excited to play it, and what's really cool, it's kind of replayable because it has 3 main protagonists, but there's like 100 people characters, so you can have everyone's gameplay is going to be different, which I think is really fun. So excited to play that when that comes out next year. Interesting, we got an indie game that got a DLC, and that's Eastward Octopia, and this is kind of like a farming sim kind of vibe. I have Eastward, I have it like literally in my shelves there, and I definitely want to play it at some point. I've heard really great things about it, and it has a DLC that's farming sim. Sold. And what's really cool about this DLC, you do not have to play the original game or have to own the original game to play this DLC. You can play it separately. So I'm excited to play that one. That comes out holiday of the 2024. Wow, that's miles away. Another indie game, we have Dave the Diver, which I've heard really great things about. It's a really cool fishing, diving sim. What's really cool, you can dive in the ocean, collect sea creatures and crustaceans, and also open a sushi restaurant, it seems. I don't know much about it, but I'm intrigued. I know it's available on Steam, but now I believe it's going to be available on other consoles, and that should be dropping October 26th. And of course, we have the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC with more courses, and we have more characters. I believe they dropped Diddy Kong, Funky Kong, Pauline, and Peachette. And I know a lot of fans have been asking for Pauline, and now we have her. So have that, go at it, go crazy with it. I love to play Mario Kart with my brother and like family and friends, but I don't play it that often. But again, with these new courses, I feel like Mario Kart Deluxe is like the ultimate. It's literally Super Smash Ultimate. Like at this point, what else can you do to make a new game? Because like this game already has everything. So I'm really curious as to what Nintendo does for their next iteration of Mario Kart. It's gonna be really hard to top this one for sure. This one's coming out holiday of this year. And of course we got Among Us, which was really interesting. I guess a new map. I've only played Among Us like once. It's cute, it's fun. I'm surprised it's still holding on because I think this is a game that really got people through the pandemic, but you know, it still has its audience, so that's that. And to end off the direct, we got Paper Mario: A Thousand Year Door, which is a which is a GameCube remake. I know a lot of people have been asking for this, and ask and you shall receive, and Nintendo definitely came through, and I know a lot of people are really excited about this. I never got the opportunity to play it on GameCube, so I'm really excited to play this and get to experience it for the first time. I believe this is coming out in 2024. Doesn't have a time frame or season, just 2024. So this could be anywhere. I honestly think it might be a launch title for the new coming Switch, because we already have Princess Peach Showtime, and then Luigi's Mansion 2 coming out in March and summer. So it only makes sense to release that towards the holiday time, around October, November, December, which I think is around the round time that the new console will be launching. So keep your eyes out on for that. So overall, this direct was a pretty cool one. It was like, it definitely had its ups and downs. The first half was pretty slow, not gonna lie, but overall it was a really good one. I'm really excited to what's gonna happen next year, and especially when they have their February direct, because that, I feel like the February direct is definitely gonna be one to watch, because I don't think they're gonna announce a direct or a new console or hardware at that direct. I feel like they'll have a separate one around that time, but I feel like that's when we're gonna start seeing more of like, hey, be prepared, there might be some cool games coming on the new hardware. So yeah, the next coming winter of next year is definitely gonna be an interesting time, because I feel like it only makes sense for Nintendo, if they're gonna have new hardware at the end of next year, to like have that direct ready and then slowly do like more hype and then for the release in the second half. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what was your favorite game that was featured at this direct. If you guys enjoyed this video, do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.